Hi everyone, I'm Nikki Wildflower. I have been in the beauty industry for over 20 years. During that time, I've built a multiple six-figure business behind the chair, two seven-figure businesses, and I've helped hundreds of hairstylists and salon owners hit that multiple six-figure mark. Not just one single six-figure, but multiple. We typically do this through a mixture of efficiency and smart systems. But really, today I'm going to share with you the strategies and insights that I've gained over the years, like ones that are really going to help you take your career to the next level, especially if you're just starting out. This is like if I could turn back time. Okay, I would have learned a high ticket skill first. If you have an opportunity to learn extensions or another high ticket skill earlier in your career, that would be better. Now, here's the kicker. Start with low prices. If I were building up my books, start with low prices, really low prices. Listen, like, hear me out. You can run all kinds of different specials and different discounts just to get people in your chair. I know what you're thinking. You're like, are you serious? Like, you want me to discount my work? Yeah, I do. But hear me out. Like, when you're just starting, you have to get people through the door and start building your reputation and creating that proof that you even are who you say you are. And you can't do that if you don't have any clients. So you start by doing model calls for what you want to create. So you get those high ticket skills and you start by doing model calls, bringing in people and doing it for a lower rate. You can always rebook them at a higher rate, but you start there and you create tons and tons of social proof, tons of reviews that really prove to the world that you are who you say you are, and you really create that value. And I was terrified, actually, like in the beginning, to charge people full price anyway. So I kind of had this model where they would pay 30% off on their first appointment, but I always blew it out of the water, and they were so impressed that they became my biggest advocates and they would refer other people to me. So I would always ask those people for referrals. So consider that, like, what it would mean for your business to actually run those model calls, and like, are you willing to take that hit short term so that you have results long term? Referrals, that is a huge one. Every single satisfied client who is excited about what you have done to their hair should be bringing you in new clients or potential new clients. Just ask. I'm so happy that you love your hair today. Who else do you know that would like to get their hair done with me, that would like this extension transformation just like you had? And then ask them to make that introduction for you. You won't even have to freaking worry about social media if you get this right. Like, you wouldn't even need to do it. There came a point where, like, so many of my clients were coming from referrals from other clients that I didn't even need to worry about social media. I still did it, and that really knocked it out of the park, because tip number 3, social media is actually your best friend. So you should be focusing on social media because you're missing out on a really huge opportunity to reach more people. I'm not really just talking about like posting pictures of just like buttercream latte hair that you did. You need to engage with your audience. You need to show your personality. You need to provide value. Think about what your clients are looking for and give them a shit ton of that for free. Hair care tips, inspiration, behind the scenes. Like, the more value you provide, the more your followers are going to trust you and eventually become clients. It's a long game, social media, not a short game. Are you willing to stick that out? When I first started, like, really posting consistently, it was slow. Obviously, I wasn't good. But over time, as I got into the habit and I built that consistency, I also built a community of people who were not just interested in my services, but also the knowledge and the expertise that I was sharing. Create packages and have opportunities to upsell. This is tip number 4. Listen, if you don't have an upsell menu or some kind of a treatment package, that's a way to offer more value to your clients and increase your revenue per client. It's also a powerful tool. Like, let's say a client comes in just for a cut or a blowout or something like that, having a treatment to go with it, things that don't take you a lot of time but add a ton of value for the client are going to be huge. So if they're getting just a root color, offer a glaze, but don't just be like, hey, do you want to glaze while you're here? genuinely believe in the additional service that you're offering, you can increase your average ticket, in my experience, by 25-30%. It's not even about being pushy. It's about offering solutions to problems that are going to enhance their overall experience and make them happier with their result and their hair, which is what they came to you for in the first place. The riches, tip number 5, the riches are in the niches. Become an expert at one thing. In this industry, being a jack of all trades sometimes hurts more than it helps. So find your niche and own it. Whether you are the time-saving colorist like I was, the time-saving extensionist like I was, figure out what problem you solve for people and just really stick with that. Become the go-to expert for that one thing, and that's going to set you apart exponentially from anybody else. I promise, because most people don't do this. So when I first started focusing on time-saving techniques, I went all in. Obsessed. And everything that I posted about was about saving time and how you could get the same results faster. And what that allowed was for me to charge premium prices because they knew that they were getting the best. They knew that if they wanted those results in half the time, they were coming to me to get them. I put myself out there as the time slicer. Testimonials, reviews, if you're not leveraging that, nothing speaks louder. Reviews, testimonials everywhere. Your website, your social media, your salon. Videos are better. If you have people willing to do that, super powerful. Luckily, in our industry too, with hair, you could physically see the before and after. So that even speaks for itself. That creates that social proof too. One strategy, I mean, listen, this is what my dentist did, and I think it's cool. You have to make sure that this is okay where you are. But what they did was say, hey, did you enjoy your experience today? I went to my dentist because they had so many 5-star reviews, and they had so many people that were like, they just knocked it out of the park. Then I went to the dentist, and yes, they did do a great job. But you know what they actually were doing? They had a sign, like when you check out, a bunch of cool little like gifts and stuff, and they had a sign that said, if you had a great experience today, write us a review and you get to take home a gift with you. I wanted the freaking book. So normally I'd be too lazy to write the review, but I did. And they had a library of glowing reviews. And guess what? That's what attracted me to begin with. Optimize your salon's operations and your efficiency. It's not just about doing hair. This is about running a smooth operation. Time is money. Implement systems that maximize efficiency. Your online booking, your automated reminders, your follow-ups, your streamlined checkout process, your faster foiling service, your faster extension services. I once helped a salon owner reduce her appointment times by over 50% just by doing 2 things: switching to 10-minute color and automating her consultation process for the most part. May not sound like much, but think about how that increased her income. And, you know, this is not just one salon owner. I do it all the time. But those 2 things really, really drove the needle forward in this business. And then, of course, tip number 8, consistency. It's key. Whether it's your branding, your service, your social media presence, they want to know what to expect every time they walk in. You're sporadic. What does that give them? You have to commit to consistency, a schedule, a brand, and continue to educate yourself and learn and grow and commit to being excellent and being in that top 1% of hairstylists. Number 10, build relationships. Your clients are not just a source of income. They're your community. They're your bottom line. Take the time to build those relationships. Remember things. No, you're not going to remember everything off the top of your head. Write it down in your notes, in your system, their birthdays, their lives. Make sure that they feel valued. Make sure that you are providing luxury for them. I used to love sending handwritten notes to people thanking them for their business. It's a small thing. It goes a really long way. And then tip number 11, analyze and adjust. Regularly review your performance. What's working, what's not. What you don't measure, you can't fix, period. Anything from adjusting your pricing, your marketing strategy. Set aside time to measure, to look at data, to analyze. Stay passionate. Number 12, stay passionate, stay inspired. Most importantly, you're going to get bored. This is one of the most rewarding fields out there. And there's still going to be times where you get bored, where you're down on yourself. Remember why you started and let it drive you every day. There are times in my career where I felt so burnt out that I wanted to go back to nursing school and not to do it anymore. So I have to find ways to reignite that passion. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Learn a new skill, attend events, remind yourself of the difference that you're making in people's lives. I'm trying to distill 20 years of experience and mistakes that I've made into a very small video right now, into things that you can actually put into action and tips that you can take today, whether you're just starting out or you're just looking to go to the next level. This isn't about being a great stylist or having the skills. It's about being a great business person. Take the tips, run with them, watch your business thrive, subscribe, follow, all the things. If you want to become a consulting client or think you might want to, I'm going to drop the link below so that you can apply to do that. We generally only work with people that are making at least $5,000 a month and above, but we also have plenty of opportunities for people that are not, just not as consulting clients. So I'm going to drop that below. You do that. You have a great day, and I hope you found this useful.